Hello students, here in this video I'll be explaining you NCERT class 8 fable, which is The Ant and the Cricket, adapted from Aesop's fable. So before I start explaining you the fable, first understand what is a fable. What is a fable? It is already written and explained you in the introduction of the fable itself, that it is a story often with animals as characters that conveys of a moral. This poem about an ant and a cricket contains an idea of far-reaching significance, which is as true of a four-legged cricket as of a two-legged one. Okay, so what is a fable in short? It is a fable in a poetic form. Okay, so for fable is in short, what is it? It is a story and it often involves animals as characters. Okay, इनमें क्या होते हैं, एनिमल्स कैरेक्टर्स प्ले करते हैं एंड इट कन्वेज अ मॉरल. इट इज़ as simple as that. Okay, so let's begin the fable. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground, not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Okay, this much I'll explain you. So what happens is, in this poem, this is about a silly young cricket. Okay, a stupid young cricket and an ant. Okay, so what cricket was doing was only singing all day long. Okay, and I used to enjoy his good times during summer season. Okay, so now winter has come and he hasn't planned for the future, for the other seasons. He enjoyed the whole summer. He was enjoying, was having fun in the summer season, and he didn't bother about the other seasons. So now winter appeared, winter arrives, and cricket saw that not a small amount of food was there to eat. Nor he hasn't stored anything to eat for during the winter season. Okay, so he sees that outside everything is covered with snow. He was not even able to see a flower. He was not even able to see a leaf on a tree. Okay, so there was no source of food for himself. So he's asking to himself, what will become, says the cricket, of me? So what is going to happen with me? Okay, so let's continue for the next. At last, by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a misery and to see if, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He fished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Okay, so here what we understood is, so at last, because now he hasn't stored for the winter season, so we come to know that he is going to starve. Okay, starvation, we know that's suffering, because suffering or caused by lack of food. So here, because of lack of food, he was starving, and famine, there was no source of food for him. Okay, so that thing, that circumstance made him bold, and he decided that he would go to a miser ant. Miserly ant means, miser means mean. Okay, mean ant. Okay, so he decided that he would go to a miserly ant so that he could borrow food and to get shelter. Okay, so then he decided, so the cricket knocked on the ant's door asking for help, and he says these are the helps which he asked, so that he could get shelter from rain, mouthful of grain, and he is wishing just to borrow, and he is saying that I would repay in the near future, means in tomorrow or after the season, after the winter season, I would repay it. Okay, if you and he also mentions that if these helps are not provided, the cricket would die of starvation and sorrow. Sadness and starvation के वजह से he would die. Okay, the next, well, let's see the next one. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night, for all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say? Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Okay, so here is the response we get from the ant, not we, the cricket gets from the ant. Okay, what is the response the cricket gets from the ant is the and it is a very important lesson which we get. Okay, so the fable gives us a moral, right? So this is the moral we can understand from the response of the ant. Ant says and says that ants neither borrow from somebody nor lend to somebody. Means we don't even take from anyone, we don't even give to anyone. Okay, and ants and we all know, we all have seen the work of ants. No, ants are very hardworking creatures. What they do is save for the future, है ना? So the ant asks the cricket now that what you were doing during happier times. Okay, what you were doing in the happier times means what you were doing in the summer times, what you were doing in the summer season. So the cricket responds here that I was indulged in dancing and singing and making merry. So by when hearing this, the ant asked the cricket, so I we heard that you used to we heard you that you used to marry, you used to sing and dance. So do the same thing again. Okay, this is the response of the ant. Do the same thing again. Try dancing and singing again during the rough times, means winter maybe. You do the same thing only then, what you did in summer. Go dance and have fun, enjoy. This is the response of the ant. And they also said that we are not going to, we doesn't borrow nor do we lend. Okay, so and at the end, this ending, this these four lines in the ending is like this. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable. I'll warrant it true. Some crickets have four legs and some have two. Yeah, so now here the story ends. Okay, so for in the beginning, cricket was enjoying, having fun, and whereas the ants, what they used to do was hard work for the future, of hard work for the winter season. And when the winter season arrived, the ant had enough of food and shelters to survive, and the cricket didn't had anything to survive. Okay, so the moral of the fable we get from here is we should we should enjoy happy moments. We should enjoy happy moments, but should not ignore our future. So we should carefully plan, and this careful planning is very essential for everyone, and it ensures a secure future. So if it didn't plan carefully, what will happen? We might get into trouble. So we should carefully plan for our future, and we should do our deeds likewise. Okay, so this is the lesson, this is the fable, Aesop's fable. I hope you guys understood. So this much for all in this. Thank you and take care.